All right, welcome in Let's Talk Sports, Ohio State football recruiting show. We're going to have some highlights, so stay tuned, of some of the recruits that could possibly be landing at the Ohio State football season next year. I'm so excited. So we're going to take a look at the combine first, and then there's three players from around the country, the top safety, top linebacker, a lineman we want to discuss. So stay tuned for that as you see the highlights, and we'll talk about them here soon. All right, so the NFL Combine just happened about a week ago or so, and Ohio State had 15 combined players in the Combine, which is actually a Combine high record for Ohio State, and I'm sure that's a record for any college. Jack Sawyer, JT, Ty Hamilton, Cody Simon, Denzel Burke, Ransom, Egbuka, just to name some, Quinshon Judkins, and Trevion Henderson. They ran the 40-yard dash. Just going to give a little recap. Quinshon Judkins ran a 4.48. Trevion Henderson looks like he ran a 4.43. So both are pretty fast, and they're a lot faster on the field. I'm just saying like that. All right, so that all just happened. And then the NFL draft is coming up, the 2025 NFL draft. If you want to stay close to all the Ohio State players that just graduated, went into the NFL, did the combine, Thursday, April 24th, Saturday, April 26th, in Green Bay, Wisconsin is going to be the NFL draft. So that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. So Thursday, April 28th, checking out the 15 Ohio State players and see where they land in the draft. All right. From San Francisco, has reduced his final list of schools to 8, and he is the top interior offensive lineman in the state of California, number 1. And besides the Buckeyes, you got Oregon, USC, Utah, Cal, Tennessee, UCLA, and Miami are on Tofi's top list. 6'6", 320 pounds. The dude's a freaking stud, and he is someone who could likely play either guard or right tackle, depending on what is needed from him. He can do either side. Ohio State just needs more offensive linemen in general. So hopefully we can get him as you take a look at some of the highlights. All right, so Ohio State dealt bad news this week on 6'5" star. This is on Ohio State on Athlon Sports. Signed a pair of 4-star edge rushers back for 2025 for college football recruiting class, but the Buckeyes are still waiting for a commitment for a top edge rusher for the 2026. Unfortunately, we just found this out about almost last week. The edge rusher, Samodi Katawanga, he verbally committed to USC Trojans, but we of course know that verbal commits can change. Here's a quote: "I chose USC because I want to be a part of the change and revival. I always hear of USC being a powerhouse, but I grew up seeing that in Oregon." End quote for Katawanga. So hopefully he might change his mind, but he would turn down Notre Dame and the Washington Huskies, according to this article here. And there's a lot that he turned down as well, but he verbally commits to USC Trojans, and we're going to find out if he actually keeps his verbal commitment, because he might flip, because there's a lot of players out there that actually just flip script and go back somewhere else. Now you're going to be taking a look at the highlights of the number 2 safety in the country, Braylon Womack. So he's official news here for the safety coach, Matt Giari. Signed 3 class of 2025 safeties led by high star Fahim Delane, and Giari is looking to add several more very talented safeties, and Braylon Womack is one of them, coming from Flowood, Mississippi, Hartfield Academy. And Ryan Day actually on the January 28th, he actually stopped by and went to Hatfield Academy to see Womack in person. So that's pretty sweet. It's good to see that. I know coaches out there, they have to go around and do their recruiting. Unfortunately, Deion Sanders doesn't think he can. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But Womack has announced his final 4 schools. Ohio State is at the top of the list. But Womack starts his official visits with a trip to Florida from May 30th to June 1st. He then heads to Texas A&M June 6th to 7th. And after that, he goes to Auburn June 13th to 15th. And then here in the end of the summer, or the beginning of the summer, Womack ends his official visit to Columbus on the weekend of June 20th to the 22nd. Props to Coach Day going out there and putting the work in and getting these guys wanting to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And Braylon Womack, he's a freaking stud, as you see the highlights. He looks like a freaking beast, and I love it. And the guy that I want to see, and I'm sure you guys want to see, is the number one linebacker prospect coming out of the country here, Caden Henderson. I'm not looking at the highlights as I'm speaking. I wish I was, because there's a bunch on here. The dude can hit hard. It looks like he has a really good defensive IQ awareness where the ball is going to go. He can play in the backfield. He can drop back in the coverage. He can come run and hit you. The dude's a freaking beast. He's the nation's top linebacker prospect. Has scheduled a spring visit. So that's the big headline. He is coming to Ohio State. 4-star Florida linebacker Caden Henderson. Caden Henderson has announced on April 5th for a spring practice and also visits Miami, Florida, Florida State, Clemson, Alabama, and USC over the next few weeks. He's 6'2". I believe he's registered at 200, but I think he might be 220. He's considered the number 39 overall pick, but he's a number 1 linebacker in the 2025 class. And I remember back in the day when Ohio State used to be linebacker U, and I'm hoping, praying that we get this dude. So here it is on Twitter, X. Top 24/7 linebacker Caden Henderson, one of the top overall players in the class of 2007, has locked in several unofficial visits. He details his interest in each program with 24/7 Sports and spring visits. Like we already just talked about, Miami, Florida, Florida State, Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, and USC are on the list. Ohio State has been on top for a while. Coach Laurinaitis has done everything I want to accomplish as a football player, so I know it will be great to get coached by him. This is a quote by Henderson. And Laurinaitis is a freaking beast, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm so excited. If we get him, it would be freaking dope. So there's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the highlight reel that I made for you guys, because it's freaking sweet. Little under 10-minute show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you guys. God bless. Tip to waitress.